welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Jessie.
I'm Nina. So today we're reacting to something about Elliot Page. Ali London posted something on X about Elliot Page, and it says this. London School highlights transgender Hollywood actress Elliot Page as an example of masculinity. Streatham Wells Primary School in London has created lessons for young students on challenging unproductive gender stereotypes. Elliot Page, who identifies as a man, is being used as an example for children to show that masculinity can mean softness and strength, and everything in between, according to the school's head teacher. The school is using Harry Styles and Disney characters as an example to show different ways to be a man. Wow. Okay.
Maybe if you go with like when Disney was still run by Walter Disney, Walt Disney, that might be a better example of when to be a man versus like today's Disney. But that's because older cartoons had different values and different morals. And I think that that's easily seen based on today's media. Also, I think it's a little reductive to men to say that someone who has to put an effort every day to be a man is a good reference of what it means to be a soft man. I don't think it's a bad thing to be a soft man. I think that it may not benefit you all the time, but I don't think it's generally a bad thing. I think there can be soft men, there can be hard men. And yes, everything in between is okay, but Ellen Page is Ellen Page, born, raised Ellen. You can't tell me that knows what masculinity is like. You don't know what it's like to get a boner during like 5th period or whatever and have to hide it from the school. You don't know that. I don't know that. You know about periods and boobs.
So masculinity is being mentally ill so much so that you have to undergo surgery in order to change your body, looking miserable, tiny, and mentally kind of deranged. That's masculinity?
Masculinity to them is something that you call masculine. It doesn't have to be masculinity. It's what you determine to be masculinity.
Well, then why are they saying that they're showing Elliot Page as an example of masculinity when anyone could be masculine? All you have to do is say you're masculine.
I think that there's a problem with this gender ideology, and it many problems.
Yeah.
but one of the biggest things is that masculine and feminine hold no meaning.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
They have no meaning whatsoever.
Not anymore.
Because what you're talking about are feminine traits in men, and you can completely embrace the fact that men have feminine qualities. You can, just like women have masculine qualities, and women choose to embrace that almost every day these days. Girl boss.
You're
women
right.
being promiscuous.
They're saying that the best example of masculinity is femininity.
And they're saying the best example of femininity is masculinity.
That's fucking bonkers.
I'm not kidding. It's all over the place.
But it's so bananas.
And it's someone like me who embraces my masculine and feminine sides.
You do.
I don't mean that it's like a self ploy. I know that I'm gonna wear jeans and t-shirts most days, and maybe some days I'll look better than other days. I'm not over here overcompensating my masculinity or my femininity. This is something I've seen before, that they're teaching women to have sex like men.
Oh, you like be slutty?
To go around and sleep around as if they were men,
Promiscuous.
and there's no emotional bond to be made, and like women do that anyways.
It's oh my God. Okay. Remember when I was looking up that thing on ChatGPT about the emotional bonds women have when they have sex aside from men? And it's because women release, what was it? Women release...
Isn't that serotonin?
Women release oxytocin and men release...
Really serotonin?
I don't remember. Hold on. It's going to drive me bananas now. So women release oxytocin, a.k.a. the cuddle hormone. This one spikes during sex, especially orgasm. It deepens feelings of attraction and trust. It's the same hormone released during childbirth and breastfeeding. Your brain basically thinks bond now, ask questions later.
And men get dopamine.
Same pleasure reward hit. Basically, heck yes chemical.
And oxytocin.
Mm-hmm.
But both of them release oxytocin.
So dopamine's more of the reward hormone.
It also says, but typically less than women for the oxytocin.
Yes, that's why women bond more with the person they're being sexually intimate with as opposed to men. So they're trying to force something that's just chemically impossible to do unless you're putting hormones in your system.
It sounds like...
It's driving me crazy. Okay.
It sounds like they have a couple other hormones that might make them want to stay with this person.
Yes, but for the most part, it's dopamine for men,
yes.
Oxytocin for women.
My point among this whole thing is that By destroying the idea of men and women, you have also destroyed the concept of masculine and feminine, so you have no right to say what is masculine or feminine. Additionally, I miss the days when we could say what was masculine and feminine, and we could just respect the fact that other people liked them. When I was growing up, I had a lot of interests that were considered masculine. I liked science. I liked going hunting with my dad. I liked being outdoorsy. I liked stuff like that.
Yeah.
They called me a tomboy. They didn't even expect me to be a lesbian, which, shocker. But they called me a tomboy. No one ever said, oh, you're just super, super masculine. No one ever said you're just a man. They identified my masculine traits, but also saw the feminine body I was in. That is what it comes down to. You can have all different types of personality traits. Some women are super feminine and they go out and they will never go out in jeans. They will never go out in sweatpants. They will wear dresses and everything else. Some men are real fruity and they're straight.
Yeah, I have met them.
And they come out and they dress to the nines. And you have the polar opposites. You have the men who are rugged. You have the men who are soft. But by saying that men have to be soft, you're getting rid of a lot of really good men that just don't share the same qualities that you share. And that's not good nor bad qualities. That's just qualities in general.
It's also ruining dating.
I don't date men.
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about in general, it's ruining dating. Because the women are expected to be tough and bitchy, and the men are expected to be sensitive and soft. But women aren't attracted to sensitive and soft men. They want a man who's going to be able to protect them if need be. Someone who's,
Women want sensitive, soft moments. They don't want
sensitive, soft men in general.
Yes, they don't. They want moments of sensitive and softness more
Right.
often than not. But some women do want the man who's going to sit there and be the soft motherfucker. Some women, I'm not. And
They don't marry these guys,
Some people do, and this is
and they
the
get
thing.
divorced.
This is the thing: is everyone is different. For the sissy man who you can't believe is straight, there is a bull woman who is sitting there waiting to make him her bitch,
And she's straight.
and they're both straight.
Okay.
I'm not saying that everyone has a person, but every personality type has the counter, and there's a relationship to be had there.
Okay, but first the man has to have balls in order to pursue the woman, and most men nowadays don't have the balls to do that for whatever reason, maybe because a lot of them have been feminized, and the women don't want to go after the man because it's not their place to do so. It's the man's place, but you can't have it both ways.
No, the problem is that we are making up these rules for everyone when everyone's different. You can have these insane ends of the spectrum of a man can have different levels of masculine and feminine, but he's still a man. If he's a straight man, he's still going to go for women. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're soft, hard, you like pink, you like purple.
You have a vagina, you had tits.
That matters when it comes to masculinity and femininity. Yes, it does, because what determines a masculine trait? Tell me what's masculine and feminine without using the words male or female.
Toughness, stoicism.
Tell me what makes that masculine.
It's protective.
Why is protective masculine? Women are protective of their children.
Right. But when it comes to actually being protective and being able to protect a family physically, the male is stronger.
You just use male. I said don't use male.
The person with the penis is stronger.
You can't use the word masculine and describe something that is masculine without saying it's inherently from men. Some women have it, but more men have it.
People with penises.
It's a personality trait at the end of the day. Being emotional, being stoic, being aggressive, being a pushover. These are things that anyone can have, but they align with more masculine or feminine trait.
Yes.
Because you take something you referenced over and over again, women and the way they act, and now that you have that, you say they are more of a pushover because they will just comply instead of resisting. That's a feminine quality.
Yes.
But you can't say that it's just a quality and that women should have it and everyone should have it. And no, it's something personal. This is all personal traits. Being a man should be about being respected, sticking to your word, being respected, masculinity, whatever the you want to call it. I don't understand what's with the softness. What's with the softness?
It's what they want. That's the thing. They figured if they pray it into existence,
They don't
No.
pray. They manifest.
whatever. Force it into existence, preach it into existence, educate into existence that it'll happen. But the only thing you're doing is raising soft men who aren't going to get dates and are going to be addicted to porn. That's what you're going to get. Or you're going to get trans men like Elliot Page here, who are definitely not a great example of masculinity at all. It's a great example of someone who was in the industry way too young, got messed with, and is now dealing with the consequences of that. Here's the video, by the way. It's only 43 seconds.
That's a great question. Yeah, I mean, it's complicated. Visibility is complicated, of course. I mean, it's crucial, it's integral. We need to see ourselves reflected, and also it leads to backlash. And the most...
Do you need to see yourself reflected in everything? Your gayness, your lesbianness? Do you need to see it reflected everywhere to make you feel like a whole person?
No, I'm just confused as to what this has to do with strength
I don't know.
or softness. I mean, softness, yes, because you're like so. What's the word I'm looking for? You're so feeble-minded. You need to be pandered to.
Yeah, that's not masculinity.
No, that is actually like feeble-mindedness. This is another feminine
trait? Yeah.
Which does not happen in every female. It's just something that aligns more with feminine traits. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we have to sit here and discuss what it makes feminine, and masculine is kind of ridiculous.
You know what's funny?
Ha 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 ha.
Elliot Page, I haven't heard Elliot Page talk about her feelings so much since after her transition.
You mean since the transition, you've heard more about the emotions than anything else?
Yeah. It's not very masculine.
Well, because that's what everyone wants to talk about too. Now that you transitioned, how do you feel? Tell me that it's life saving. Tell me that it's life saving. Tell me you feel like you used to feel like shit before, and now it's life saving.
You're just proving you're more of a chick now than you were before. You were just a lesbo. Now you're a man chick.
I do wonder, like, is it the face that's just not getting masculine because it's her face, or is she just not taking testosterone like she was before? Because the face is not very masculine.
I
You
haven't
can't
seen a lot of
say-
hair either.
No facial hairs being grown. You see no body mass being put on. And if you were taking testosterone,
Right. You're right.
you'd be yoked if you went to the gym even kind of.
Or you'd gain weight.
Yeah.
Probably not taking hormones then. Or if Elliot Page is, it's definitely not showing at all.
That's why I'm saying I don't want to be even, like, I'm not even trying to attack in this one. I'm just genuinely asking, is it your face or is it not? Like, are you not taking hormones?
Maybe it's because she looks so fucking sad all the time and depressed. Look at this. I just stopped it randomly and it's sad face. This isn't trans joy. This is trans misery. This is, oops, I fucked up, but I'm going to have to discuss these talking points until I'm blue in the face because now I'm a spokesperson.
Hang on 1 second. I want to make a point. There's no masculinizing that face. That is the same face,
Yeah. Her face is a little bit softer
if anything.
and it's more like hard edged.
I think it's
Now?
just hiding the forehead more or less, but still.
Oh, that receding hairline, yes.
And I think that the face hasn't changed hardly at all. I'm not trying to attack. I'm just saying,
Just looks sadder.
and like the muscle mass isn't there.
Very not there.
And just from like what I've seen people who are female that have transitioned to male, and they usually either fat or super fit. There's no in between when you're taking the hormones.
That's true. That's very true. That's why I don't think Dylan Mulvaney's taking hormones either.
Well, it's different when you go male to female.
Nope. I mean, it's different in different ways, yes. But I looked this up specifically. You could be an anorexic male, completely anorexic. But if you are taking hormones for the female body, you are going to have weight put on in your thighs, in your ass.
Yeah. That's
And there
where
is,
women-
he's still anorexic. He ain't taking shit. I had this discussion today.
Good.
And it's very true. I would put money on it.
Yeah. And I all I'm saying is that you can tell a lot of these people don't want the chemical path or the surgical path, and
They
I
don't
guess
want it, but they preach to it.
I guess that's what I'm really confused about. Well, with Elliot Page here, it's just take my tits off. If there's no hormones, it's just take my tits off.
Yeah, but this is the same person who says that, like, trans kids need gender-affirming care, which includes hormones and crap.
They know not what they're saying, obviously.
Do as I say, not as I do kind of crap.
Yeah, I mean, are we gonna finish this?
Yeah, we certainly are.
marginalized and vulnerable members in the community are the ones who deal with the brunt of those real life consequences, 100%. And I think something like the world of Hollywood is really about the power structures. It can't just be like, okay, we put some trans people in front of the camera and now we're good. It's about a whole system that is not inclusive and not reflective of our world, where decisions are being made about what stories are being told, how they're going to be told, and what priorities are going to be set. So I hope we see massive shifts in like the fabric of who controls. That's a great question. Yeah.
It's funny you say that because a lot of people go on social media, which is controlled by the people. It really is a public forum. And unless you're watching the mainstream media, which you're preaching so hard about, using you guys and including you guys, the people vote. Majority rules, man.
Might I say that if Hollywood was to reflect society, just in America, for example, there would be barely any gay or especially trans representation, because trans is only like 1%. So you'd barely see trans anywhere in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. That would be accurate representation. This is like force feeding transgender ideology, gay garbage into everything, as if it's supposed to be a representation of the world or America, and it's not. And she's trying to say, she is trying to say that that's not enough. You mean 50% shoving that shit down our throats is not enough? Create your own channel, create your own Hollywood at that point.
They will. They're going to try to at least, but it won't be near as successful because they don't have the backing.
They definitely won't. I can prove that they won't, because instead of creating their own acronym, they invaded ours.
Because they don't have enough people to actually win it.
Instead of digging into their own history, they changed ours. They would rather ride off the backs of the people doing the work than actually do the work themselves. And then they'll bitch about how they're excluded.
America 101, baby.
Yeah. Anyway, what did you guys think? Any opinions? Yes.
No.
What do you think masculinity is, without using the word man or male or masculine?
I don't think it's possible.
What is the definition?
I don't think it's possible to describe something that's inherently male or female, masculinity, femininity, without using the terms male and female.
Well, I'm giving the audience a challenge. Put it in the comments below.
Challenge me in the comments below. Come fight me.
Challenge her. Like and subscribe. Join our memberships. Share this video. Hit the bell. She's violent. And I'll see you in the next one.